stop believing. You never stop preaching. You never like to see me cry while I'm learning. But you got the one for lying around.
Good morning, good Friday morning, everybody. What up? It's Friday, February 28th, 2020, the penultimate day of this leap February. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a good morning so far. Had a restful, peaceful night, and you're ready to get the final day of the week up and running. Good morning to the folks joining me on the GBN Television Facebook page. Those of you logged on to the GBN Television channels 7, 11, and 20. Those of you on the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, and my family, the loyal listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9. Good morning. Those of you across the Caribbean, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Antigua, Anguilla, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Dominica, St. Martin, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Guyana, Aruba, Bermuda. I said Jamaica already, Haiti. You see? Yeah, I had to fix up the thing. Good morning to those of you across international waters, the US, Canada, Switzerland, Sweden, Germany, United Kingdom, China, North Korea, Nigeria, Kenya. Why I can never remember more. Hold on, no. This is no. Let's look for one or two little African countries that I can call, because I'm calling Kenya, I'm calling Nigeria. Where else? South Africa. Yes, I had to spice up the thing. South Africa. Come on, walk with me here. There we go. Morocco, Ethiopia, Ghana. Where else I'm missing? Tanzania, sorry. Egypt. Everybody, good morning, everybody. Hope so far everybody's having a good morning, good afternoon, good night, and it's going splendidly. It has gone splendidly. For those of you who are about to go to bed, yeah, man, let me get the thing started. It's Classic 105.5, 105.9 on the morning time. The first thing we do here is educate you a little bit or refresh your memory, and we do that with the word of the day. And this morning's word of the day is echelon. Echelon. E-C-H-E-L-O-N, echelon. It's a noun which means a level of command, authority, or rank. Echelon. In English, the word originally had a military sense, military forces advancing in a step-like formation. Around 1950, echelon required the original American sense, grade or rank in any administration or profession. It comes from the French word which means originally rung of a leader, from the Old French formed from the noun echelon, which meant ladder. It entered English in the 18th century. An example of the use of the word: if they fall out of favor with the top echelon of the party, their business empires could come crashing down. Another example of the use of the word: the film features interviews with former members of the controversial organization who described widespread abuse and intimidation from the upper echelons of the church's power structure. Word of the day this morning: echelon, E-C-H-E-L-O-N, a noun which means a level of command, authority, or rank. And as you go about your Friday, the thought for today: pretty words aren't always true, and true words aren't always pretty. Pretty words aren't always true, and true words aren't always pretty. Sometimes people give you something to appease your soul and make you feel good about yourself, but it's not always facts. So when you hear the pretty words, sometimes according to who it's coming from, take it with a grain of salt, because pretty words aren't always true. And the true words, they say, is your true friends that tell you things that you really need to hear. Not that you want to hear it, but you need to hear it. They are the true words, and they're not always pretty. They could hurt your feelings, they could make you sad, angry, unhappy, but it's for your betterment. Most times they come from a genuine place, a place that from someone who wants to see you develop, improve, and grow, and they feel like you need some tough love. So just remember that when you hear the words that you don't want to hear, sometimes from your loved ones, could be even a stranger sometimes as well. True words aren't always pretty, but they're meant for your betterment. So as you go about your Friday, pretty words aren't always true, and true words aren't always pretty. Let's see what's celebrated today. Quite a few things today, but I'll tell you those that spoke to my spirit. Today it is Skip the Straw Day. On the fourth Friday in February, the Choral Keepers ask you to consider a different way on Skip the Straw Day. For thousands of years, humans have enjoyed slurping a refreshing beverage through a cylindrical tube. However, it is not always the best thing, or should I say it is never the best thing for the environment. So today it is Skip the Straw Day. Skip a straw today. No matter what you're drinking, skip a straw today. Even if it's a canned drinks, just wash out the top with some soap and skip a straw today. It is also Chocolate Souffle Day. It celebrates a delightfully delicious dessert on February 28th each year. It is Chocolate Souffle Day. All you know are inside. Today it is also Public Sleeping Day. If you're tired today, it might be because National Public Sleeping Day encourages a midday nap right where you are. It is a day for any and everyone to take a nap on a blanket at the beach, park, movie theater, bus, train, subway, or any public place that may work for you. However, it may not be a good idea to take that nap at your desk during work. I repeat, do not fall asleep on the people who work and say blossom say. But take a little, should I say risk? Public Sleeping Day. So go on the beach and take a little nap today. Yeah, you're coming on the bus, take a little 5, especially those coming from long distances. Relax the soul, relax the eyes. And today it is Tooth Fairy Day. This is mostly for the kids. It encourages us to take a look back at the history of one of the dental care's little helpers, and it is one way for children to develop good dental hygiene with news and words of Tooth Fairy Day. So it's Tooth Fairy Day. Remind the kids it's Tooth Fairy Day. And before we take the break, one wish good luck to the National Under-20 women's team. They left the island yesterday for the Dominican Republic to participate in the CONCACAF tournament. They play their first game on Sunday, God willing, against Mexico. The game is scheduled for 4 p.m. So good luck to the Spice Girls. I haven't received the list of players from the Grenada Football Association, whether it's via email. It's not on their Facebook page either. I'm not sure what. Maybe I missed it. Let's put it that way. Maybe I missed the list and I just didn't see it. But I don't have the names of the young ladies representing the Spice Isle. But nevertheless, good luck to them. Love and light in this competition, and hopefully they can come back with the victory. It's now time to get ready for this morning's Fast Facts, and then we get straight into the morning edition of news. For those of you on radio and those of you on television, we bring you a recap of last evening's newscast. This is Good Morning Grenada. Keep it locked right here. Classic 105.5, 105.9, GBN channel 7, 11, and 20. Grenada is home to all 3 types of cocoa in the world. We'll tell you more in Fast Facts. In May 2016, the International Cocoa Organization determined that there are 23 countries that produce fine or flavor cocoa as opposed to bulk or ordinary cocoa. Of the 23 countries, 8 of them are Caribbean countries, 5 of which export only this fine type of cocoa. Grenada is one of these countries. Traditionally, the market for fine or flavor cocoa was relatively small, located mainly in Western Europe and used to produce relatively expensive upmarket finished products. Recently, however, this market has significantly expanded and increased the demand for fine or flavor cocoa. The general distinction between the different flavors of cocoa is related to the tree from which the cocoa is produced. The volcanic Isle of Spices soil creates conditions so unique that cocoa grown in it assumes a distinct flavor. In addition to the Western European markets, there are now also several domestic markets located in Latin America and the Caribbean. That's some information for you on Fast Facts.
Good evening, I'm Ken Roybachiste.
And I'm Beverly Telesford. Swift action by Grenadian health officials and immigration officers at the Maurice Bishop International Airport on Wednesday night resulted in the quarantine of 3 Italian nationals who arrived on an international flight.
The three who had left Italy 2 days earlier were considered persons of interest to the Ministry of Health surveillance and monitoring teams, which immediately screened, interviewed and isolated the visitors from the general population at the airport's arrival terminal.
During the process, medical experts conducted an intensive probing interview and temperature checks, and with assistance from immigration officials, reviewers travel documents that revealed a specific travel history.
Now, the execution of the quarantine order on the visitors is in keeping with Grenada's efforts to prevent an outbreak of the coronavirus, COVID-19, on the island. The ministry has also notified the Italian consulate in Grenada. Health authorities are tracking travelers from Iran, Singapore, South Korea, Japan and Italy, which have seen steady increases in the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases. Well, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell is urging the population to be vigilant about miscommunication regarding the coronavirus. He explained at a recently concluded Heads of Government meeting that every island leader expressed similar problems regarding miscommunication. Akeisha Felix has more.
The coronavirus, which started in China, has now reached several other territories, with the latest being Italy. However, so far, the Caribbean remains untouched by the deadly virus. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, in addressing a gathering this week, said coming out of a recently held Heads of Government meeting, leaders are faced with miscommunication about the virus. He added that to date, no Caribbean island has any case of the coronavirus.
So I make the point today, we have no coronaviruses in our country at this point, and God help us that we continue to have none of it. In fact, the entire Caribbean region reported none of those. That at the recent Heads of Government meeting in Barbados, that was an issue that confronted every single CARICOM heads of government. And they all reported some of the same problems occurring in their own countries, where sometimes information coming out gives the impression that we have coronavirus around us already.
He implored the public to be mindful of statements being made regarding the virus.
We have to be careful, colleagues, because you never know what will meet you tomorrow. Our country is faced with problems in the past, and we had friends internationally and regionally that supported us. And when we have issues of that, we do not need propaganda or misinformation, because it affects every single one of us. There are some issues, brothers and sisters, that should not divide us.
The coronavirus has killed at least 2,800 people worldwide, with the vast majority being in China. Akeisha Felix for GBN News.
The director of the Pan-American Health Organization, Dr. Carissa Etienne, is urging the Caribbean and other countries in the Americas to intensify their plans to prepare and respond to COVID-19, given the appearance of new cases of coronavirus in the region of the Americas. According to PAHO, the Ministry of Health of Brazil confirmed the country's first case of COVID-19 on February 26th. To date, COVID-19 has already affected 81,109 people in 38 countries of the world, 78,191 of them in China, according to the World Health Organization. Etienne says for several weeks, countries in the Americas have been preparing for the possible importation of cases of COVID-19. There are measures in place for detecting, diagnosing, and caring for patients with the coronavirus. She added that a strong emphasis on stopping transmission continues to be an important objective, while recognizing that the situation may vary from country to country and will require tailored responses.
You're watching News at 7. The Supreme Court Registry of Grenada is on shutdown over the next 48 hours due to poor environmental conditions there. The services of the registry will be relocated. However, according to the president of the Grenada Bar Association, no final arrangements were given by the authorities. Akeisha Felix reports.
On Thursday, the Grenada Bar Association was made aware of the imminent shutdown of the Supreme Court Registry of Grenada. This came about as action is required to immediately address dangerous environmental conditions at the building housing the registry. President of the Grenada Bar Association, Lisa Taylor, said the authorities were fully aware of the environmental problems of the registry. Taylor noted that adequate preparations must be made as it relates to short-term housing for these documents. She added that with the disruption of the registry, both the public and the legal fraternity are affected. Therefore, she is calling on the relevant authorities to have this rectified sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, the Minister for Legal Affairs, Kendra Matthew Stewart, said an official statement regarding the shutdown of the registry will be provided on Friday. Akisha Felix for GBN News.
The Ministry of Infrastructure is working closely with the Ministry of Education in eliminating some of the health challenges faced by schools. These challenges range from mold infestation and bat invasion to dilapidated buildings. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Infrastructure and Implementation, Marina Jessamy, explains the problems to be addressed.
Major focus this year, as last year, will be schools, the maintenance program for schools. In that, we have reports of schools that have challenges for mold, challenges for cleanup and so sewage issues, and we want to make sure that we create a healthy environment. We work closely with the stakeholder engagement officer in the Ministry of Education and also the Chief Education Officer. And so the CEO and her team, they give us the list, and I'm very happy to say that to support all these projects, because all these projects require preparation of scope of works, and that is why we hired 4 building technology technicians to ensure that we can do the scope of works as well.
To manage the scope of work, the Permanent Secretary says they have assigned engineers to the various sectors and ministries and, by extension, constituencies.
To stay on schools, we want to maximize the holiday seasons to refurbish schools. We started earlier the year, you would see we were in Boca Secondary School, but we have a number of schools listed, a number of medical centers where we have reports that there are challenges with the safety or with maybe molds or whatever. We are now in consultation with a mold specialist, and so that when we have a concern, we can direct that person to give us a report and also take action. The chemicals we will use to address these issues, we ensure as well that they are environmental friendly and safe and meeting certain certification standards.
A premature birth is a birth that takes place more than 3 weeks before the baby's estimated due date. In other words, a premature birth is one that occurs before the start of the 37th week of pregnancy. This evening in GBN Health, we focus on premature babies and how we can care for them. More in this Rena Pear report.
Premature babies are babies who are delivered at 37 weeks and under and often have complicated medical problems such as underdeveloped organs, smaller than usual bodies, and digestive problems. Depending on how much care your baby requires, he or she may be admitted to an intermediate care nursery or the neonatal intensive care unit, NICU. Joanne Brathwaite, pediatrician and neurologist at the General Hospital, says most premature babies at the hospital born at 28 weeks and over have a 80% chance of survival.
In terms of the care that's required for these babies, as you may well imagine, they're born pretty early. Those that are born at like around 28 weeks are pretty early, and they require a lot of specialized care. Luckily for us, we're able to offer that level of care that's required for a 28-weeker. So most of when they're born this early, things aren't developed as a term baby, right? So their lungs are pretty undeveloped, so we have to offer them support. It ranges all the way from just requiring little nasal cannulas, which are little prongs that you can put into the nostrils, all the way up to intubation, meaning putting a breathing tube to assist their breathing.
After the babies are released from the hospital, parents are now responsible for giving special care to them, as the babies are still young and will be prone to illnesses. A number of precautionary measures must be taken: proper hygiene practices, not passing the baby from hand to hand, monitoring siblings, among others.
So they're more prone to developing infections. So we advise mommies, make sure that they get their vaccinations once they're, out in the community, and also make sure if anyone who's visiting that they're not themselves ill, they haven't had fevers, or are coughing, a runny nose, and that sort of thing, and also that they wash their hands really well anytime they're going to interact with baby or even baby's things.
The doctor says mothers are also taught by the nurses and doctors at the General Hospital on how to feed, dress, and monitor the babies in case of any complications. Dr. Brathwaite said while all precautionary measures may take place, premature babies can experience relapse and be readmitted to the hospital.
Some of our premature babies who would have had issues with breathing preliminarily, they can go on to develop what we call a chronic lung disease as a sequelae. Some of these kids may be prone to have symptoms kind of similar to asthma. They may wheeze when they get respiratory infections. So it's not uncommon for us to have our premature babies being readmitted later on in life for care.
Premature births can be triggered by infections, chronic illnesses, among others during pregnancy. For GBN News, I'm Rena Pear reporting.
I'm back. Grenada is one of 3 countries in the process of formulating a plan that aims to reduce risk through early warning systems. A 2-day forum convened on Thursday at the Maurice Bishop International Airport involving representatives from 6 sectors. Chrislina John has the details.
The 2-day forum is aimed at reducing climate-related risk through early warning information, with specific focus on the meteorological services as the agent responsible for issuance of early warnings. A first round of consultation was held in 2018, which took into consideration 6 priority sectors such as agriculture, disaster management, health, energy, and tourism, developing a localized plan on how best to mitigate against the crisis of climate change and climate variability. Adrian Trotman, head of the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, says they have been meeting with officials of the meteorological services in the region. They are hoping, he says, to have the final draft completed by May this year.
The whole idea here is building, or based on the guidance from the Global Framework for Climate Services, that we build a climate services in Grenada. So we are establishing a roadmap, a path for the future. Can early warning, that's one of the main areas of focus. How can early warning reduce risk in these sectors? Right? What do we do to make sure that our services, our sectors, our socioeconomic sectors particularly, are at less risk, or they might be at risk. But knowing that, then what do we do to mitigate those risks, to mitigate the impacts that come out of those risks?
Trotman says when the productive sector becomes less productive because of climate, it affects the entire country. He says they are looking towards the formation of a National Climate Service Committee that will oversee climate services in Grenada. CEO at the Maurice Bishop International Airport, Wendy Francis Williams, admits that aviation services also contribute to climate change. Francis Williams offered some areas for consideration.
We must have a proven methodology for identifying and dealing effectively with the impacts associated with climate change. Therefore, a formal risk assessment and clear response process must be outlined. Ideally, for an airport, a climate change adaptation plan should be part of an airport's master operation and development plan, making it easier to combine the financial, operational, and human resource requirement into an overall corporate perspective.
Chrislina John, GBN News.
The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank says it has received applications for the sale of CIBC, First Caribbean International Bank, and is now assessing the proposals. The ECCB confirmed it is assessing the proposed majority sale to GNB Financial Group in a $797 million deal for the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. We get more in this report.
Governor Timothy Entwine has confirmed that the ECCB has received a formal application from the indigenous banks which are proposing to purchase the RBC operations in the Eastern Caribbean. The governor made the announcement following the recent 95th meeting of the Monetary Council of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank held in St. Kitts. Addressing the media, he said although Barbados is the lead regulator, all central banks are involved.
We are working with regulators across the region in respect of the first matter. As you know, the first matter of FCIB is not just an ECCU matter. In fact, it is across the Caribbean. So Barbados is the lead regulator on this matter, but all central banks are involved. There has already been a college of regulators, that is to say, a meeting of the supervisors, bank supervisors on this issue that was held at the end of January, and the application is now being assessed.
CIBC and RBC are the latest Canadian financial institutions to signal their intention to sell significant holdings in the Caribbean. In 2019, the Bank of Nova Scotia completed the sale of much of its stake in the Eastern Caribbean to the Trinidad and Tobago-based Republic Bank.
In respect of the RBC operations, having received the application this week, we've now commenced our assessment of the applications, and we will evaluate it on its merits. In respect of the exodus of the Canadian banks, that has been foreshadowed for some time now. This is not a new development, and so the Council has taken this matter in stride. The position of the Council and certainly the bank has always been that in light of this development, the additional responsibility does fall on our indigenous banks to take more of the load, as it were, in terms of the banking system in the ECCU. And a lot of the efforts have been to support our indigenous banks to be able to take that additional responsibility.
Joseph McKee-Smith, GBN News.
Time for this evening's GBN ISAW compliments Clearvision Eye Center. Tonight's ISAW features pictures from Children's Mass in Trinidad and Tobago. The children are featured in some elaborate costumes as they parade on Carnival Tuesday events. You can send in your photo and video submissions via our social media platforms.
Welcome back. The Alliance of Evangelical Churches unveiled its first logo to the general public as a symbol that represents all evangelicals with one voice under one organization. The Alliance of Evangelical Churches has been in existence for over 10 years It has represented its members in many ways on issues that affect them in the community. President of the Alliance, Devon Rache, gave a detailed description of the logo.
I'm going to begin with the most dominant color in the logo, which is the red. And the red in the logo represents the blood of Christ. And you will notice that the red is positioned around the logo. And that is to show that we are shielded and covered by the blood of Christ. Then we have the gold. And the gold will represent the biblical injunction that we are the light of the world. Yeah. The green also represents the holistic growth of individuals within the body of Christ. We believe that as the Alliance, we have a responsibility.
Pastor Rache says that with this milestone, the Alliance will now embark on implementing a number of campaigns that will address social issues in the communities.
Next month, for example, you will hear of the Respect Yourself campaign, and you'll also see the launch of our Youth Commission, which will bring together youth leadership from various churches across our nation to address matters specific to youth. And we believe that in this time, that as a body, we have to be more proactive and not reactive. And this is the reason why we have developed this strategic plan, so that we can address issues. We don't have to wait until something arises to respond to it, but we are proactive. There are enough things within our society that we have to be.
President of the Alliance of Evangelical Churches, Pastor Devon Rache, speaks out on the issue of nudity during the carnival season, as it brings great concern to the nation and the Alliance.
In addressing the issue of nakedness during the carnival season, President of the Alliance of Evangelical Churches, Devon Rache, says the organization is concerned about the level of nudity that will be out for the 2020 festive season. This issue, he said, is one that is not only a concern to his organization, but also to many Grenadians.
This is us as a country speaking about this concern related to what we are seeing emerging in our society. And I know that there will be some people who say that carnival is business and people are coming, and if we have rules, we're going to turn off visitors and so forth. But I believe that there have to be certain boundaries in everything. If this is our culture, as we claim that it is, then let us be true to the culture. And I mean, every Grenadian knows that this expression that we have seen is not culture.
The pastor went on to say that he was very disappointed with the retraction of the first statement made by Spice Mass Corporation on restrictions for revelers. He is advocating for standards to be maintained.
Some people will make the argument that we should not and we cannot tell them what to wear. And I agree with them. We should not have to tell them, don't do this. They should know that you should not go to the street dressed like that. When you look at some of the videos and so forth of what carnival used to be many years ago, what we're seeing now in terms of the costume does not reflect what held in the past. When we speak about some of our traditional dances and our folk dances and so forth that we know very well, and how our people used to dress with their folk wear, it was not the type of nakedness.
Rache made this appeal to 2020 masqueraders.
I want to make an appeal here to persons when you go out to masquerade, that you have to remember that there are young people in our society that look up to you as role models. There are persons who are teachers, there are persons who hold very prominent positions within our society, politicians and otherwise, who have young people looking up to them as role models. And some of these young people are going to be in the same bands that you will shop in, and you have to ask yourself whether how you dress on that day represents what you want these young people to model after.
For GBN News, I am Rena Perry reporting.
The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission is inviting stakeholders and the general public to a series of public consultations on the draft regulations for the electricity sector. The first round of discussions will be held on Tuesday, the 3rd of March at the St. George's Anglican Senior School, Church Street, St. George's. On Wednesday, the 4th of March at St. Joseph's Convent, Grenville, St. Andrew. On Thursday, the 5th of March at St. John's Anglican Primary School, School, Guelph, St. John. And on Monday the 9th of March at AD's Dream Guest House, Hillsborough, Carriacou. Each meeting begins at 5:30 p.m. in outer parishes and at 5 p.m. in St. George. For more information or to view the draft regulations, visit www.purc.gd or contact the PERC at 437-1602.
And Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sonatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
Spice Isle Exploration Inc. will be hosting its grand opening this Sunday, March 1st on Grandans Beach near Seaview Apartments. Come and enjoy our brand new paddle boards, pedal boats, the exciting hydro bikes, clear bottom kayaks, snorkels, and much more from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's the launch of Spice Isle Exploration this Sunday, March 1st on Grandans Beach. Don't miss this exciting chance to have some major fun.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Whenever we're faced with difficulties, we find comfort in those we know and trust. This is especially true when a loved one has died.
Welcome to Otway Bailey Funeral Home.
For over 100 years, Otway Bailey Funeral Home has helped families celebrate the lives of their loved ones with compassion and dignity. Our affordability, attention to detail, warm and caring staff has contributed us being the funeral home of choice for official and state funerals. We treat you as we would treat our own family. All of our services are designed to help you get through one of the most personal and challenging stages of life, whether it's planning a funeral, joining our burial society, or pre-arrangements. You can be assured of the Otway Bailey commitment to consistently provide the most caring and professional service possible with the best options and price. So call us 440-2558 or visit our website, otwaybaileyfuneralhome.org.
At Otway Bailey, we offer the perfect tribute any family can afford.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatment. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones Crushing my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way, from birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and programs, including financial literacy quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso program, junior cooperatives in secondary schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Coming to Grenada.
One of the most spectacular concert events in Christian music. It all happens 7 p.m. Saturday, March 21st at the National Cricket Stadium.
Featuring 5-time Grammy-nominated and 7-time Dove Award winner Karen Peck and New River.
From the American television show The Voice, it's Emily Ann Roberts.
From Canada, the amazing music from the Chitons.
From the island of Jamaica, the talented and gifted Foster Triplets. Plus, the best of Grenadian gospel artists.
Again, this all happens 7 p.m. on Saturday, March 21st at the National Cricket Stadium with some of gospel music's finest, Karen Peck and New River,
Emily Ann Roberts,
the Chitons,
the Foster Triplets,
and more.
Tickets sold at all ticket outlets. Proceeds go towards enhancing youth work in Grenada.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Grenada, 1795. One man with a sense of destiny.
Tonight we stand our ground. Tonight we stand on the side of history.
14,000 slaves with a dream and a promise. Julian Fedor, a Heritage Theatre production, written and directed by Chris Derriggs, 28th and 29th March, 4th and 5th April at the Trade Center.
People was not made to live like this. It's like we have a cause.
Julian Fedor, an action-packed historical drama.
I see blood falling from the sky, filling up that mountain river, flowing from Belvedere Hills. I see blood.
4 big nights of theater, the play the nation has been waiting to see, with Sam Ogilvy, Lisa Grappy James, Robert White, Dale Devine, and other top-of-the-line acting talents. Opening Saturday, 28th March. Get your tickets now.
That's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Part of our social media revamp, the GBN is committed on providing accurate information by just one click through our social media platforms. You can now follow our Facebook page at GBN Television, together with our sister stations Classic FM Grenada and Hot FM Grenada. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Grenada Broadcasting Network. They say one picture is worth 1,000 words. Now you have the opportunity to follow us on Instagram at GBN_news, and our newly added WhatsApp feature to our news and current affairs department on telephone number 473-405-3052. GBN, with you, anywhere, everywhere.
Hi, I'm Francis Urias Peters.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada, 24 minutes and a half after 7. And this morning we're going to get into our first discussion of the program. I have in studio with me the acting CEO of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, Dr. George Matthew, as well as Leah Goddard-Pear, the regulatory economist. And this morning we are speaking about some consultations that will be held over the next few weeks in relation to the draft regulations for the electricity sector. So good morning, ladies. And gentlemen?
Good morning.
Good morning.
All is well?
Yes, thank you for having us.
No problem at all. Let's get right into it. The consultations are happening. Tell me, first of all, what they are about and what are some of the things you're hoping to get from the people who would be attending and participating?
Okay, can we start with saying what the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission is about? So for those of you who are not aware, the PRC was established in 2016, and it was established by the enactment of the PRC Act. It was officially launched in July of last year, and we are the economic regulators for the electricity sector. We have a responsibility to ensure that the sector is efficiently operated, and we want to ensure that the sector is also sustainable. The Commission has responsibility for the establishment of a regulatory framework that facilitates the transition into a low-carbon electricity sector, and we have a responsibility to protect customers' interests. So that's essentially what our role is.
Right, and the consultations?
So the consultations actually are on our regulatory instruments. So the instruments, these documents are essentially rules that guide how operators in the sector operate.
So I can pick up from here. So basically, these initial set of regulatory instruments that we have, they would speak to the tariffs that should be. It's called the tariff setting methodology. That's one of the main, one of the initial documents. We also have regulations and rules and procedures for applying for license and permits, and this would be within the first batch of consultations that we're going to have. Now, the consultative process itself is more than just these public forums, right? So there was an initial period in which documents were sent out for written comments. There were some closing dates that already passed. So the 24th of February, that was gone for the first two documents I just mentioned here. Then there was another date of the 27th of February for subsidiary 3 documents, which are the draft generation expansion planning and procurement regulations, draft generation license for the current sole utility in Grenada, which is Grenlac, and also draft network license for the Grenada electricity services. After these 3 documents, then there are another 4 documents, which includes the grid sector code. So it's the electricity sector grid codes, and they're split into different components. So there's the introductory code, there is the generation code, there is the transmission and distribution code, and then there's a supply code. Okay. So these documents, they were sent out for comments with all of these different closing dates. I don't think I mentioned the ones for the grid code, but the closing date for the grid code, the first 3 that I mentioned is the 13th of March, and then there's the 31st of March for the last one. Now, after the written comments are taken in, we analyze all of these written comments. Some of them would now be presented also in what we're going to have now, these public forums. So the public forums are also not just for presenting on these comments that came in initially, but also for persons who have not had the chance to have the written comments come in. You can come attend these public forums and air your views. Some things might come up into the public space because of some of the written comments. There might be things shared on social media. If you have any interest or any anything that triggers your mind, then you can attend these public forums to now come and air your views and share your concerns, or even confirm what we are saying in some instances.
Members of the public can attend, yes?
Yes, it is for the general public, and everyone in Grenada is a stakeholder, and then also key stakeholders. So key stakeholders would be persons like who are interested in investing in the electricity sector. The regulations are not just for the utility that is currently in Grenada, which is Grenlac. It is for the whole electricity sector. So if you want to have a solar panel on your house, it's applicable to you. If you want to invest in some solar farm or wind farm or any renewable energy sources, because of how the regulations are set, because it falls within the policy objectives of Grenada, the policy objective speaks about sustainability, and sustainability in itself reflects on renewable energy sources. So we're not focused on some more diesel generation and other things like that. So any member of the public, it's open. We have different locations, and everyone should try to attend one, or you can attend all if you are, or multiple ones, based on the different set of regulations that's been discussed.
What are some of the feedback and information you anticipating from the public as you do these consultations on the regulations, on the draft regulations?
Are you speaking to what we have already received, or
what you're expecting, what you've already received, and what else you're expecting or hoping to get?
So, I mean, we're expecting to get a critical view of how the public sees these regulatory instruments. The idea is not to force feed anyone into this is what we give to you. There was a process in which expert advice was given. We had consultants, we had other persons, key stakeholders been involved in parts and parcels of the process, and they were able to derive best practices, come up from using best practices, and also scientific methods to be able to define different aspects of how you have your, for example, the grid code. It speaks about the technical and operational standards that would basically guide the utility and all the other components. So as a consumer, you might be worried about your interconnection to the utility now. You might be worried about your metering. You might be worried about your bills. Do you get your bills on time? Or all of these issues would come up in some of these documents. They're all lots, and they're different documents, and they all speak to different things. Maybe later on I can digest a little bit more into the specifics of the documents.
All right. When you collect the information, what would you do with it then?
So at the point we have written comments, so we already had 2 closing deadlines, and we're efficient enough that we have already collated the first set of that was from the 24th, and we're already getting started on the ones from last night, which was the 27th. We analyze all of these written comments. We basically do a summary document. So there may be things that overlap. So more than one person might see a specific thing. We don't necessarily, the grammar is okay. We need to have a proper, it needs to be fine. But we also look for concepts, how people are viewing what is being presented. People might have grievances with things being presented. They might actually have a different view. We encourage any of those things to come on. So you can put you see a specific section. We have a consultation guideline which guides this comments. It's on our website also at the prc.gd/consultations. And that basically will tell you, so you put, if in section 1 of the document, part C, you will have a comment there. You put section 1, part C, and then you put what your comment is. You should change from solar to wind, or, some to that effect.
Yeah. When you put the draft together, when you've completed the consultations and you collate all the information you've gathered, put in the regulations in place, a lot of people may be wondering, how would that benefit me as a consumer? What would you say to them?
I guess the regulations themselves are instruments that should ensure efficiency, that the sector is operated efficiently. So we expect once these instruments are finalized, and they guide the operators in the sector, we expect improved quality of service. We expect efficiency, essentially. So we expect lower prices, and customers definitely would benefit from that.
How? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so in essence, and it's kind of within it's our mission to promote reliable and sustainable utility services at fair and reasonable prices. So basically, sustainability is key. Reasonable procedures is key, and fair and reasonable prices, right? So it promotes reliable and sustainable utility service at fair and reasonable prices, and that's what the underpinning of all of these regulatory instruments are.
How soon would we be able to see that? I know the consultations go for some time.
Yeah.
So basically, so the process. With the these public forums, then we go off and we further analyze. So we took the written comments, we take the oral comments that were being said at these sessions, we reduce that into written comments, and we collate all of them together, and they can be used. They're now analyzed and being used for making the final decision. Now, after a final decision has been made of what the final look of the documents are going to be, that now has to be approved from the Commission's perspective, and then it's sent to the Ministry of Public Utilities, and from that point it needs to be gazetted, and once it becomes gazetted, then it becomes an instrument of that we can use for enforcing the regulations.
You have a time frame when you think that may take place?
You're trying to hold us to exact time.
No, really, not exactly. You can maybe average.
So in my interpretation, and I think from our view, is that we don't want to have all of these documents come out in drips and drabs. We want to have it come out because they all interrelated, right? We know that based on the timelines you see here, from the early March until end of April, middle April, using that same ballpark number of 6 weeks, we can see them come out within that space, probably 3 months from the end, that time in April. Okay. You don't hold me too hard and fast.
No, won't hold you. Just wanted to have an idea in my mind, when it's possible. There may be people that are thinking, if I participate in this, I don't necessarily see the benefits to me, my family, the household, or my opinions, suggestions, comments are not taken into consideration. What would you say to these people?
All of your comments would be on, so anybody who attends any of our sessions, and they also want to have their written comments or anything like that, regulation should be transparent, and there would be the underpinning thing here is also transparency. So all of these comments, whether good or bad, whether it was a critical view of what we had, or whether it was just something substantiated, what we would do is that we would make that all of these comments available to the general public. So you're going to see that. But I think that the underpinning thing is for everyone to know that the inputs made in the bigger picture would help guide us to the sustainable and reliable services that we need for the electricity sector, and would also ensure that we have fair and reasonable pricing in whatever aspect. So someone might be keen about the time that they get their bill. They didn't get their bill on time from the current utility. They would think about if they want to put a solar panel on their house, what do they need to do? Then you need to know about the rules and procedures for applying for license and permits. So that document is key. The grid code, the operational and other procedures, the technical and operational standards for the network, basically would speak to your interconnection, where your meter is, if you have to pay, and how quickly the utility have to come and reconnect you if they cut you off. So I mean, there are lots of key things. It's wide scoping. So I mean, any point that you make would actually be useful.
And as we wrap up this morning, I can't have you here without asking of something that has been making the rounds on social media over the past few days as it relates to transfer of shares of Grenlec to government. And we've been seeing the discussions, I've heard the discussions, and seeing as we are speaking about Grenlec specifically, I thought I would ask you, are you able to comment on some of the information that has been circulating?
I can comment that I've had sight of that. We have actually had written comments relating to that, and all of these written comments would also be made put in the public space. That is being analyzed, and all of these would be taken into consideration for the final document. So the public has an opportunity now to attend any of these sessions that they have there and verbally give that consensus, whatever it is that they're saying.
So is there any truth to the information that once the license expires and
there is a bigger picture? There's a contextual, if you read the section properly, it says subject to a specific section, and that specific section is higher up. So persons should not just use that part. It's like reading the Bible. You don't read a specific verse. You should relate to the specific section that was made reference to. And if you go back to that section, I would ask persons to go back, read it carefully, go back to that section, and there you get a proper oversight of what exactly is being said. And then from that point, you can come to the consultations and we would have a discussion.
Could you share with us quickly what it says? Not everybody would have access to the actual act.
All of the documents are actually online on the prc.gd/consultations.
But can you share with us what it says quickly?
I mean, the section speaks to extension of license and all the other different parameters around the current license, how the license should be extended. And in that context, you would understand that it is not a hard and fast rule of what it appears to look as. So people, what I don't want to give the public my view, the general view of my perspective on this, but I also want them to read it. Don't just take what you see on social media on that specific verse per se or that specific section. Try to get the holistic view of what is there, and then you'll be able to have that general understanding.
Thank you. And the next consultation is on Tuesday.
Yes. So the first set starts on Tuesday, the 3rd of March. So it's Tuesday the 3rd, Wednesday the 4th, Thursday the 5th, and Monday the 9th. It all speaks about the tariff setting methodology and also the draft regulation and rules and procedure for applying for license. And then we have subsidiary public forum sessions after that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. No problem at all. Thank you to both representatives of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission. The consultations start on Tuesday, God willing, St. George's Anglican Senior School
at 5 p.m.
At 5 p.m.
And we hope to see lots of people there.
Hopefully, as they prepare a draft regulation for the electricity sector. Keep it locked to Classic, and the GBN will be right back.
Washing cleaner than ever. Oh mama, oi, oh mama, oi. In every household, must have it, oi. Highly effective, stain removal, lemon freshness, antibacterial washing powder. Fresh and clean. When I put on me clothes, me must swing. When I wash me clothes, no other detergent could ever wash me clothes like this.
Now buy 3 bottles of Place dishwashing liquid for only $8. Available at Best for Less Supermarket, Eat Fresh Supermarket, M&C Joe's Supermarket, Home Pride Supermarket, The Food Fairs, Carenage and Grandance, Roberts Enterprise, Springs Food Mart, and Charlo's Supermarket.
Other Place products available: hand sanitizer, fabric softener, hand washing liquid, dishwashing liquid, and toilet cleaners. Distributed by Fortune Foods Company Limited, Tempe St. George.
Make no excuse. Claim those fitness goals with a little help from Quartz. Save big on home fitness equipment when you shop with up to 15% off. Plus, get a chance to win a free spin bike. Shop today and pay nothing until March with Quartz Ready Finance. Make no excuses. Shop and win. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatment. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
Hi, I'm Francis Urias Peters. To really know who I am, you must look at the plays that I've written over the past 30 years, because they reflect hard work, discipline, and my inner beliefs. Now, these values were shaped by my earlier bringings, because I was always curious about my roots and my identity as a Caribbean man. Now, I'm a good listener, and K105 has always been a great source of education and entertainment. Now, while the station name may have changed over the years, it has always provided valuable information which enabled me as a playwright to document and to celebrate our history, our behavior, and our achievements. K105 is my choice. It's the national station.
This is a plastic bag. From February 1st, these bags are not to be used when shopping for food. So here's what you should do. Refuse plastic. Instead, bring your own reusable shopping bags and say goodbye to plastic. Choose to refuse plastic. Walk with your reusable shopping bags and help protect pure Grenada from plastic pollution. A message from the Ministry of Climate Resilience.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. 7:45, 7:45, 15 minutes to the hour of 8 o'clock. However you put it, it's the same time. It's minutes to 8. So those of you who need to get to work on time, like my next guest, hopefully you'll be there on time for 8. Yes, I have in studio with me Kizzy Thomas, a member of the marketing team for Golden Mass, one of the new mass bands coming out for Spice Mass 2020. Good morning, Kizzy.
Good morning, Blossom. Good morning, Grenada, and all our viewers.
Did you bring my costume?
Oh, yes, it's waiting for you.
Okay, all right. I already know. I'm ready for it. So Golden Mass, this is one of the new bands for Spice Mass 2020. Tell me about the team behind this band.
Well, Golden Mass, our theme this year is the rum. And I don't want to give out all the secrets, but it will be based on, when you think the rum, what do you think?
I think royalty and them kind of vibes in the back there.
Right. So you see, I just give you a hint, and you were able to see, just from the theme, you were able to see, okay, this is what they're coming with. All right. So we have a production team, a very good production team, I must say, who've come together with the concept and what we'll be portraying on the night of March 7th in Spice Basket, which is next Saturday. And I just want to say, let's wait to be wowed.
Wait to be wowed.
Let's wait to be wowed. Yes, it's the rum. We don't want to give out too much. If you would have followed when we did our model casting, you would have seen that we were concentrating on gods and goddesses. So that should be a hint, right? So we just want you to come on out on March 7th. Come down to Spice Basket or up, or whichever direction. Because I'm a person, I like to be front and center in the launch. I like to see it. I like to see it. I want to be right by the stage. And I think the Spice Basket will be transformed in a way that will be unbelievable. Yes, I just want you to wait, come on down and see what we have in store for you, what Golden have in store for you. Golden promotion's been around for a while, and we've been doing events. This is our first year that we thought, why not? Why not Golden? Why not do a mass band? Our supporters has been after us. Golden, when are you coming with a mass band? Bring out a mass band. We're ready to play mass. Because as you know, we normally refer to Golden as Minister of Mass. Right. Yes, she is the Minister of Mass, in case you didn't know, Grenada. And we thought about it, and last year we tried marketing a section which didn't go as planned, and we decided after that we're going to bring it. And we have 2020 is the year. This is our first year, and we plan to do it for many more years.
Nice. So because you bring my costume already, so when I put on my costume and I come on the road, what else can I expect Golden Mass to offer other than a Pretty Mass costume?
Well, our main focus is providing the best experience on the road. We are all the team are all mass players, and we like to fit on the road. We like Carnival Monday and Tuesday, and we want the masqueraders to be the same way. And I want to be on the road having a time, right? And this is what we are trying to put together to make it the best experience on the road for you. That is our main focus. I think we have partnered with some of the best. We have Danny the Sound System. We have Bar Masters, which will be providing the bar. We have the bathroom facility on the road for you, and security. I think one of the issues over the past few years, if you have been followed, you're a mass player and you know that, some of the bands don't have the proper security, and you tend to see everybody mingling in the band, and we are trying to say no, not this year. Our security is going to ensure that you have that experience, you're protected, and you have the road. The road is yours. Yes.
The road is mine. Okay.
It's ours, Blossom.
It's ours. One of the concerns that we've heard recently, I guess it started with the SMC's announcement of what is allowed and what is not allowed in terms of costume. We've had recent footage coming out from band launches locally here, as well as costumes in Trinidad and Tobago, what I would call skimpy. And a lot of people are concerned with exactly what our masqueraders will be wearing on the road. How Golden intends to deal or tackle or provide costumes for masqueraders?
I think we have catered for all body types. There will be costumes for your size, voluptuous, right? There will be for my size, and once there will be different people who have different requests, and I think we will be catering to your needs. You have that special request. When you come to register, you let us know what that request is, and we would cater for you.
2019 was a kind of year for getting costumes. What guarantee I have that when I pay for my costume, I would get it?
Transparency. We do not intend to be going down that road this year. Definitely not. I think we have a very strong team, a team that would ensure that everything is delivered in a timely manner and nobody is left disappointed on Carnival Week.
Nice.
On Carnival Week, our vision is to ensure that your costumes are delivered days before. We don't want you to have to be rushing. Carnival Week, there's so much fete, Blossom, and I intend to be fetting. I intend to be fetting. Golden, I know, intend to be fetting. I know the whole team intend to be going to some of the fetes. So I think by that time we would have ensured that your costumes is delivered to you. This is our promise to you, that you get that in a timely manner. You make sure you get your costume, Blossom, and that top or that whatever you order in it's there already. Make sure that it fits you.
Right. In terms of the experience on the road, from reports there would be between, I think, 15 to 20 fancy mass bands, Spice Mass 2020. Why should I play with Golden Mass? Convince me why I should play with Golden Mass.
Our ban will be, I think it will be a manageable ban. It will be, we're catering to a certain amount of masqueraders. We only have 5 sections. I can tell you that much I can tell you. We only have 5 sections. It will not be a big band. You definitely know you want to be playing with Golden Mass. You know the kind of events Golden Promotions bring. It's the same company. It's the same set of people that will be there. The same DJs. We have our DJ team, and when Golden Promotions do an event, we bring it. It will be the same experience on the road. It's just that it will be masqueraders. It just wouldn't be in an enclosed space. It wouldn't be Juve in July. But you can bring the same vibe. We will have our DJs. I think we have a good team. Our DJs. We have our ambassadors, which is Natty and Thunder and Jab King. And we also will have other artists and so who will be performing. So I believe, Blossom, that Golden Promotions, Golden Mass will be one for the road.
Okay, I hear you. Listening and I'm paying attention. You have 5 sections. How many masqueraders you're catering for?
I don't want to give a specific figure right now, but what I can say is that the sections will not be big. It will not be big because, as I said, we want it to be manageable. Right, we will be catering to, if you probably don't eat meat, and you specify that, we will be catering also to that. You specify what you want for your lunch, we will be catering for that also. Yes.
How affordable will it be to play with Golden Mass? Because time's hard, I ain't gonna lie.
Our costumes, I must say, our costumes will be affordable. It will be affordable.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm paying attention. I want to know what happening when I come forth. So the launch next week, Saturday, God willing, Spice Basket. What time exactly?
We open. The gates will be open at 9 p.m. Because as I said, you have to prepare to be wild. There will be other entertainment. We will have a fun zone. You can come and participate. We will have a photo booth. We will have one of our sponsors, Nirvana. They will be there, and you can get a massage. Yes, you can go on that chair and relax before the mass. Yes, we also have Fast Cash on board, which is one of our sponsors, and they will be providing. You can get loans from them at affordable rates for your costume. Yes, the rate will be, you will be getting a special rate once you sign up with Golden Mass. And they will also, on the night, they will also be paying your registration fee for you. If you see that costume and you said, yes, definitely, this is my section, I know definitely I am playing, and you want to come to our desk and register, Fast Cash will pay that deposit for you for the first 6.
First 6 people?
Yes, the first 6 people. So Blossom, that you playing and you see that 5 sections come out and you're like, this is my section. You can see, you just go up to the desk, you register one time, Fast Cash will be there. If you're the first Blossom, you're good to go.
All right, I inside. I'm taking notes. So the launch next week, please the Lord. What can we expect as we wrap up this morning? Just what can we expect from Golden Mass 2020? The first time you're taking the road for Spice Mass. You're hoping to come out with a bang. What can we expect?
Our main aim is just to deliver what you would like. That was our intention, because we looked at it as, okay, would we like this? How would we feel about this? And we think the masqueraders, because as I said, everything we do are for you. And I think you should wait on next week's Saturday, Blossom, and I will come back on your show, and you will tell me what you think.
Okay, all right. All in here. Makizzy, thank you very much.
Thanks
Good
for
luck to
having
Golden
me.
Mass for 2020.
Thank you very much.
I look forward to seeing what you're coming with. I'm waiting to be wowed. I like it, and I wait to be wowed.
March 7th, next Saturday, Spice Basket.
It gets open 9 p.m. Showtime
9
is?
p.m. The showtime, we intend to start at 11. Yes, but we will have, as I said, we want you to come early because we have entertainment for you from the time you enter. We have entertainment for you. You can participate in all the different things that's going on. So it's not just you coming and just waiting to say, oh, I'm waiting. When are they coming out with the costume? You'll be so engrossed that you wouldn't even realize, oh, it's time for the costumes to be coming on. And I can promise you that.
Okay, all right. Don't worry, everything being recorded to play back in it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
That's the end of the program this morning. Keep it locked to Classic and the GBN. It's time to join the BBC for the 8 a.m. newscast. Keep it locked. Classic 105.5, 105.9, GBN channels 7, 11, and 20. Have a good one.